Okay, we are rolling. Molishani Bonse, welcome back or welcome to my channel if it's your first time here. My name is Tembi and today we're going to continue with another installment of North African interior design, and I am going to be focusing on the country of Tunisia in today's video, which is super exciting because I don't necessarily think that Tunisia is heavily represented online, but I could be wrong. But even if that's not the case, I would definitely like to share some ideas that you can use or follow if you're interested in order to be able to incorporate some of these design styles or design recommendations into your spaces. For those of you that watched my North African architecture and design basics video, I did talk about the climate of North Africa, which is widely an arid desert climate. But then if you go to the northern coast, you also find that they also have a Mediterranean climate in the coastal areas. And then something else that I also did mention are the materials that they use a lot of the times, such as burnt clay, as well as ceramics and terracotta. I don't know if I mentioned terracotta, but that is widely used in a lot of architecture as well as interior design in the northern part of Africa. And then what else did I mention? I mentioned this one is one that I need to address because I did mention the riads. So RIAD, which are the courtyards that you find in most of the landscapes or most of the architecture in Northern Africa. And I would like to give a shout out to Noha. Let me try to pronounce your name the best way that I can. Her name is Noha Samir. Is that correct? And she corrected me for giving you the wrong definition, or rather the wrong meaning of the word riyadh. So I made a mistake of not double checking the facts because I just read one article and I just went with the information that I was given there. But I'm going to correct myself. Riyadh means garden or haven, and so thank you, Noha, for that correction. I definitely want to make sure that I'm not steering you in the wrong direction. So feel free to correct me in these videos, especially if you live in those areas, because obviously you have more experience than I do because I do not live there. I'm basically just going off of my research for the most part. So with that being said, you're going to find courtyards, a lot of courtyards in these regions. And what else are you going to find? You're going to find things like fountains, which I'm probably going to be mentioning a lot in future videos. But in today's video, I would definitely like to steer more in the direction of interior design versus architecture. You're probably going to see some architectural images here and there, but I would like to bring you in to the homes of the Tunisians. Is that how you say? Let me make sure that I'm saying that correctly. I think that's what you call people from Tunisia. Are you Tunisians? That's what I'm calling you in today's video, but correct me if I'm wrong. And so first and foremost, ceramic tiles are a big part of Tunisian interior design, and a lot of the times these tiles come in really bold colors. But I will say that the good thing about the Tunisian tiles is that you're able to incorporate them a little bit easier in more modern designs, because in as much as the craft itself is pretty ancient, you can still make it work in modern interiors. And so when it comes to color, I have been seeing a lot of blue and white when it comes to the tiling. And so if you happen to be the type of person who loves blue and white tiles, then this is definitely the design style for you. So you could either incorporate them indoors, so in a kitchen or in a bathroom, or if you happen to have an outdoor garden, I think it would look amazing if you incorporated some blue and white tiles. So I'm thinking about the diamond tiles, because those are pretty classic, or you can go for the checkered tiles in blue and white. That will give it more of a classic feel in my opinion. And I think that that would look amazing. But if you'd like to go a little bit further, you can also create tile murals. Now, murals have been trending for the past couple of years, and I think that what makes this design style amazing is that instead of you just painting a mural or going with a mural wallpaper, you can use tile. And I think that that will be really, really beautiful because you're making it a part of your architecture. So either you have it, let's say, in a bathroom, it will definitely make a statement, or you could have it in the ceiling. I actually saw an arched tile mural. So if you have a really large archway in your entrance or in your opening outside, I think that would look absolutely fantastic and really make a huge statement. So that's something for you to consider. Another thing that you can do with ceramic tiles is you can create tile borders. And so this is possibly the easiest way that you can incorporate these tiles into your spaces, because the border just takes up a little bit of space. So if you want to really go extremely neutral with your tiles, the border alone will give you more of that bold statement, and I think that is pretty cool as well. So it doesn't necessarily just have to be blue and white. You can do this in different colors, but one thing I will say is the Tunisians love to create tile borders in their bathrooms or in their kitchens or even in their gardens outside. Moving on to wooden bowls. These are pretty prevalent in North African design, and especially in Tunisia. You're going to find bowls in every part of the home. So you either on the dining table, you can put these bowls on your island. So they kind of look like dough bowls a lot of the time, but they're different designs that you're definitely going to find. The larger, the better, in my opinion. You can either put veggies and assorted vegetables in these bowls, or you can put assorted fruits together, and that just helps it to create more of that Mediterranean type of living or lifestyle. And I think that that is absolutely fantastic. And then for number 5, if you would like to incorporate more of that Tunisian interior design, then terracotta is going to play a big role. And so you can either go for terracotta vases or vases made out of terracotta, as well as terracotta planters. So I think that this is pretty similar to the Tuscan type of design style in Italy. So it's cool to see that those regions are pretty similar in the way that they design their spaces, and terracotta being a big one that brings their design styles together. So I thought that that was super fun. In my opinion, when it comes to terracotta, I know you can find the really tiny terracotta planters. I think those would look good if you were creating a herb wall. That would look absolutely amazing in your garden, or maybe right outside your kitchen if you happen to have a patio. That would look really beautiful on a balcony, for instance. But in my opinion, I think the bigger the better, so that way it makes more of a statement, and that way it doesn't look too crowded. Think about really beautifully handmade clay pots. I think those would look absolutely fantastic. I do have one. I actually have 2 of them that I thrifted at a flea market a couple of years ago. One of them has my fiddle leaf fig, and it's absolutely fantastic. And so as they age with time and they continue to patina, they look absolutely fantastic. It's like nothing else in my opinion. So that's something for you to consider as well. Aged terracotta pots or planters or vases look absolutely fantastic. Let's move on to lanterns. This is something that you're going to be seeing a lot in North African interior design as well. And it is no different for Tunisian interior design. So be it you want to either incorporate smaller lanterns in your homes, so these could be sconce lanterns, those would look fantastic, or they could be overhead lighting. Now that will probably be really expensive because I usually don't see tons of North African lanterns as light fixtures in the US. So those are probably like novelty pieces, but maybe do a little bit of research online. You might be able to find them. I'm assuming that they're pretty expensive. So I'm thinking maybe Etsy is a place that you could check, or maybe even Amazon. I'm not sure, but these are definitely ways that you can incorporate that Tunisian interior design into your spaces. But if you'd like to maybe keep it a little bit simpler, then just look for a lantern that is pretty intricate in its design. So it's pretty bold, but then it also kind of looks really romantic in a sense. So a lot of curves, a lot of carvings in it, and you're good to go with that one. And yeah, next we're looking at Tunisian rugs. Now these are bold, and so they definitely make a statement, and I think these will work well in spaces where you have a lot of neutral furniture. So if you have one tone in your furniture, you can use these types of rugs to really bring in a lot more character and personality into your spaces. And you will find that a lot of the times these are hand woven, which I think is absolutely fantastic. And they're usually made from natural materials, so they tend to use tons of silk as well as wool, if I'm not mistaken, but I might have to double check that one as well. So call me out if I'm mistaken. But yeah, Tunisian rugs will make a great statement. I would love to get one in a runner. I think that that would look really amazing. But you could also incorporate them in smaller versions, so maybe in a bathroom. I think that would look absolutely fantastic. And you're good to go with this one. Let's look at Ottomans as well. And mostly you're going to find the octagonal Ottomans in a lot of Tunisian homes. But I think that you could just basically apply it into your spaces based on what it is that you like. If you like rectangular Ottomans, then that is well and good. You can definitely tweak this one to suit your personal design style. But one thing I will say is Ottomans are great, especially if they have storage in them. If you have them in the bedroom or in the living room. When it comes to living room Ottomans though, I think that the really big Ottomans are the best for living rooms. I just can't stand seeing the little tiny Ottomans unless it's like a footstool. I just don't think it makes the impact that you really want. So I would probably opt for something larger, and that will be great. And then for number 9, let's take a look at fountains. This one is big in North Africa because it is so dry and hot in these regions, and so any water body is heavily encouraged and heavily used as well. So you're possibly going to find tons of fountains in Tunisia as well. And if you have the budget to be able to incorporate one in your garden, I think that that will make a really beautiful focal point or a really beautiful statement in your garden. And especially for those of you that maybe lean towards more of the Mediterranean type of garden style, I think that would look really fantastic to have a fountain in there somewhere, you know? That would be great. And so lastly but not least, bird cages are actually used heavily in Tunisian design, which is quite interesting. Now, I don't know if these bird cages are used to host birds or to home birds, but all the same, whether or not you have a bird as a pet, you can bring in bird cages into your design style. Now, this one, in my opinion, incorporating bird cages, unless maybe you have more of a Victorian type of design in your home or you're quite eclectic, this one can get quite tricky. But I think the good thing about being able to try something that doesn't necessarily work with your personal design style can give your space a little bit more of that added flair, in my opinion. So sometimes that could just be the unexpected piece of decor that elevates your interiors. And so yeah, I mean, if you're interested in trying out birdcage designs or decor, then this is one of the ways that you can definitely go. And that is that. So that we've now come to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and also hype it up so that the algorithm can share it to more people. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. We're literally 30 subscribers away from 1,000 subscribers, and I am so grateful for all of you for showing me your support and joining our community. And I am really excited to see where this channel is going to go in the near future and beyond. So until next time, enjoy your week, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye everyone.